welcome back to my channel. I thought today would be the perfect day to do a bookshelf tour. Now you guys have been asking me for a really long time to go through my bookshelves and pretty much to show you guys what I've got, all of the books that I have here. Now I have some really amazing books and I absolutely love my bookshelf. I actually redid it recently because I redid part of the room and I ripped some carpet up and I had to take them all out and put them back in. But I am absolutely obsessed with my bookshelves. I haven't done a bookshelf tour in a really long time with you guys and a lot has changed since then. So I thought that we could go through this and do this like an annual thing. We'll go through, we'll see what's changed, we'll see what I've pretty much reorganized, and if I change it then we can do another one again because I'm constantly rearranging my books. It is insane. I can never make a decision on where I want the books to go. I'm getting new books and I'm putting some in, so I actually thought this would be so much fun. And there are some gaps in my bookshelf, mainly because I just unhauled a whole heap of books to make some more space. So I thought we could go through and see what I'm gonna put where, and if I get more books, then where I can put them. I have put a couple in there just to pretty much put them in. I didn't have space for them on the shelf where they would have fit. So I'll go through that with you guys as well and pretty much just hang out and talk about what's on my bookshelves. Alrighty, let's get into it. Alrighty, so I thought we'd start on the bottom shelf. So this is the far left shelf and I have pretty much all of my fantasy books here. So I'm currently reading the ACOTAR series at the moment and I am up to Wings and Ruin. So that's where I'm up to in there. I haven't read a lot of these books, to be completely honest. This one is stunning and I really want to read it. Obviously you guys know that fantasy is not my genre of choice. It's not my favorite genre. But I am enjoying some of the books that I am reading. I have my special edition Sprayed Edges of Iron Flame and I have my Fourth Wing, which is signed by Miss Rebecca Yarros, which I love. I love this book. So I'm really happy that I got that. And that is my fantasy shelf. It's not very big. You guys know it wasn't going to be the biggest shelf, but it is good. And I like that I can fit it all into one shelf together. Then as we come over, we have some contemporary romance books. So I have all of my Abby Jimenez books here. I have Just for the Summer faced out because that is my favorite of hers so far. I absolutely love this book. And if you haven't read any Abby Jimenez, please do it. I have Girl Abroad by Elle Kennedy. This is just here because it's a contemporary romance. It doesn't really fit in with all of her other hockey romances and it doesn't fit on the shelf. But I could put them all together. I just haven't really thought about it, to be completely honest. I sort of just put it there. And then I have all of my Addicted Callaway series by Krista and Becca Ritchie. Now, I've read Addicted to You and I really didn't like it, if I'm being completely honest with you guys. But you all tell me that it gets better, so I will continue the series. I'm up to Ricochet and it's small, so I think I actually might try and get that done this month if I have some time. And then when we come over here, we have a lot of Lynn Painter books. So I have Happily Ever After, Betting on You, and Better Than the Movies. I do not love Lynn Painter. I like her books and I've read The Do-Over, but as soon as I read it, I actually unhauled it because I'm never going to read it again. So these are pretty much here just on my TBR, and if I want to get rid of them once I've read them, then I will. So that's sort of like the start of my YA section. So then we come over to this shelf. This shelf is honestly a bit of a mess, if I'm being completely honest with you guys. This has a mixture of stuff. I have my Heartstopper hardcovers, My Life with the Walter Boys, which is a Netflix series, and I got the copy of it because I really wanted to read it and I enjoyed it. So I just put it in here with like the YA section. I don't know if it's YA. I haven't read it, to be completely honest. And then we have a lot of my thrillers. So I actually unhauled a lot of thrillers this month recently because once I read them, I'm never going to read them again, if I'm being completely honest. I have Five Survive, The Surgeon, The Maid. I have The Mystery Guest all the way over there because it is so big and it does not go with any of the other books when I put it next to them. And then we sort of have my Jennifer Lynn Barnes Natural series. I really love this book. This book series. I have the first one, but my sister's actually borrowing it at the moment. And then I have Never Lie and The Housemaid by Frida McFadden. I read The Housemaid, absolutely loved it. I haven't read Never Lie yet. And then I have The Perfect Child, and we've got some autobiographies. We've got Jeanette McCurdy's, Gunter Steiner. If you're a Formula One fan, you will know who I'm talking about. And we have Matthew Perry's as well, which I'm still not ready to read. I'm not ready for the emotional damage. But that's sort of like, this is the ugly duckling of shelves. I'm sorry. I'm not a massive thriller reader either. That's why this shelf is quite small. But I do enjoy them when I read them, but I never find myself just like reaching to pick them up. And then we come over to my Christmas shelf. So I have a small bookshelf that runs along this side of my bookcases, and that's where I put a lot of books. Not necessarily books that I don't really want to show off, but they're there, right? There's not a lot of space. It needs to be like a smallish section. So I have all of my Christmas books here. There are a few that I had here that I actually unhauled just because I've read them and I'm probably never going to read them again. But I do love a Christmas read when Christmas rolls around, when it's December, because I absolutely love the Christmas vibes. I love Christmas movies, like those really trashy movies that you just can't look away from. And I feel like sometimes these books can really just do the same. So I have read a couple of them, and I've kept a couple of the ones that I really like, but I have some here that I have never read and I will be reading hopefully this Christmas. And then I might find some more this year, which I can put in this pile as well, but we'll see how we go. So on the second shelf up, we have a lot more order. It's a lot more organized, and I really do love this shelf. This is another contemporary romance shelf that I have here. I have all my Christina Lauren books, which are just along here. I have a few of them. I've only read a couple though, so I really need to continue it. I have Love and Other Words, The Unhoneymooners, The Honey Don't List, Twice in a Blue Moon, The Soulmate Equation, Dating You, Hating You, Something Wilder, The Paradise Problem, and The True Love Experiment. So I have read The Unhoneymooners and Love and Other Words, and I absolutely love those books. So I definitely will be continuing to sort of get through Christina Lauren's backlist. And then we have all my Taylor Jenkins Reads books. Obviously, they're all here. We have my Baby Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. This is the special edition, and I absolutely love it. It came out in Big W, and it went on sale, so I ended up buying it because I was obsessed with it. And then I have Forever Interrupted, One True Loves, Maybe in Another Life, and After I Do. I've read I've read One True Loves, and I absolutely love that book so much. It was so cute. If you haven't read any Taylor Jenkins Reads books, please do it. And then I have Funny Feelings by Tara Jewett over here. Now she's just hanging out over here because I didn't love her. I didn't love her, and all of her other books that I have are small town romances, which I will get to. And I sort of just didn't want to put her in that section because she's not a small town romance. And then we have My Fault, Our Fault, and Your Fault by Mercedes Ron. I haven't read any of these books, but they are absolutely stunning, and I watched the show on, I think it's Prime Video, and I really enjoyed it, the movie. So I will probably get to those books soon, but they're quite big. They're quite big, and there's a lot of them. So then we move on to the next shelf, and we have a lot more contemporary romances. You can see there's heaps of contemporary romances here. I have Happy Place by Emily Henry. I have Vacation Wars by Megan Quinn. We've got The Roommate, You and Me on Vacation, One in a Million. We've got Next of Kin up the front and center because I love her. She's my baby. I love it. I love that book so much, and I hope you guys all read it and put it on your TBR. Like, god damn. And then we come over to Beautiful Disaster by Jamie Maguire. We've got Falls Boys by P. Doug. One Day, You with a View. You guys know I love You with a View. I love that book so much. We have The 7 Year Slip, which I cannot wait to read this month. Before I Let Go, Bad Girl Reputation. We have Bindi Kennedy's Rules in Love series, and then we have all my Monica Murphy books. So obviously Monica Murphy has a lot of books that's come out recently, and I will read them. The Lancaster Prep series, I will read it. I promise I will get to it one day, but you know that one day is not soon, but I will get there. I promise I will get there. Then we have the next shelf along. Now these are all of my emotional damage books. Like, you guys know I love a good old emotional damage moment. So it actually spans across this way. So I have some emotional damage books here as well, but let's go through them all. So we have The Coldest Winter by Brittany Cherry. Now I've heard that's really sad. We've got The Wrong Heart by Jennifer Hartman. I really want to read this one. I really do. I've heard such good things. We have Katerina Mora's Until You. We have some more Jennifer Hartman books. All of these are Jennifer Hartman. I've read June 1st, and guys, I love that book so much. So much emotional damage, I promise. And then we have Archer's Voice, Grayson's Vow, and Travis, all by Mia Sheridan. Now I've read Archer's Voice, but I need to continue on with the other two. And then we have my Rebecca Yarros Emotional Damage Center. So I've read The Last Letter, and guys, that book is so sad. I've talked to you guys about it before. It made me cry like a baby. And then we have another couple of her releases. I haven't read any of those, but I will get to them. Then we go over to If He Had Been With Me. Now this one is by Laura Nolan. It is a popular book talk book, and I have not read it. I'm sorry, I haven't read it. I'm sorry. And then we've got In the Likely Event by Rebecca Yarros, along with Darling Venom here. We've got Pack Up the Moon, Beyond the Roses by Monica James. Now look at this cover. Look at this cover. Like, you cannot tell me that this is not absolutely stunning. And apparently it's very upsetting as well. And then we have Amber Smith's The Way I Used to Be and The Way I Am Now. So I absolutely love this shelf, but it doesn't look as pretty as the other ones, but you know what, it is what it is. And then we come over to my emotional damage extra section. I don't know if that's what you would call it. It's still emotional damage, but it's just sort of like the extras that don't fit on that other shelf. So we have the Broken series by Chloe Walsh. Now I got these purely because of the covers. Like, tell me that that is not convincing enough. Now I read the first three and I actually didn't love them. I was thinking about unhauling them, but I'm going to keep them just because of the covers, if I'm being honest. And then we've got Tilly Cole's A Thousand Boy Kisses and A Wish for Us. We've got Sing It Sam by Jennifer Ryder, who I found at a local book signing, and she said that it was like a Thousand Boy Kisses kind of spin-off. It's got very similar vibes, very emotional damage. So I've got that one there. And honestly, this doesn't belong in the emotional damage section, but it's there because I have nowhere else to put it and I haven't read it, so I don't know what it's about. But that is 1111 by Michaela Smeltzer. I think that's how you say her name. I'm probably botching that really bad, but I will read that one day. Alrighty, we're starting to get up to a height where I can actually sort of like show you really well what I've got here. So these next shelves are all sports romances. So we're going to start down here. I know you guys want to go up there, but no, we're starting here. I have all my Hannah Cowan books. So we've got her Greatest Adventure series, and then we've also got her other series, which is the Swift Hat novel trilogy, I think. And I've read most of these, and then we have sort of like her other series. This is a duet, and we've got some novellas as well. She has a whole reading order for these books, and I have been reading them in order, so I am kind of all over the place with these ones. And then I have all of my Elle Kennedy books. So you guys know I'm an Elle Kennedy hockey stan. I have her off-campus series. I've got the Briar U series. I've got Misfit and Rogue, which are some college romances by her. And I've also got, I don't know what this new series is called, but this series here, which is new and is just coming out now, which I'm really excited to read. But I do want to finish the Briar U series before I go into that one. So I'm currently up to the Play, and then I've got the Dare, and then I'll be done with the Briar U series. Now our hockey romances really just like continue on. They really just go throughout the whole shelf. So essentially we've got Puck Me Secretly, which is by it's a hockey romance, and it's by Odette Stone. One of my friends told me to read this, and I've got it here ready to go. I've got Return Policy, which is absolutely stunning. This is by Hailey Dickett. I haven't read it, but I've heard really good things about it. And then I have the Megan Quinn books. Now I'm missing a whole lot in this series. So I've got He's Not My Type and Those Three Little Words. I don't know what the first one is. I don't know what the reading order is, but I will get them and I will read them in order. And then we have My Babies, Behind the Net, and The Fake Out by Stephanie Archer. I love those books so much. They are the perfect hockey romances. Let me just tell you, they are so good. We have the Don't Let Me by Kelsey Ray series, and then this is her second series, which is The Little Things. So we've got A Little Complicated here, and these covers are stunning, but look at the size of her. She will get read one day, but I have been told that you should continue and finish this series before you start this series. So I'm currently at Don't Let Me Down, which is book 4. And then we come on over to the Pucking Around series by Emily Rath. So I have Pucking Around, That One Night, Pucking Wild, and Pucking Ever After. So that's how they are in order. I don't like that the novellas are taller. That really annoys me, but I will get over it one day potentially. And then we have the Consider Me series by Becca Mack. I don't actually know what this series is called, to be completely honest. It doesn't tell me. I know there is a name for it, but I have not read all of them. I've read the first one and I did not love it. I almost DNF'd it, and I'm not a DNFer. So I will probably continue on because I've heard that the next 2 are a lot better than the first one. So we'll see how we go. And then I have Collide by Belle Cabra. I think that's how you say her name. I probably butcher it every single time, but that is a hockey romance which has just been released, and it's very icebreaker-esque. And I absolutely loved it. So if you guys have it on your TBR, you should definitely read it. And then I have Famous Last Words here by C.W. Farnsworth. This is such a good hockey romance. This is probably one of my favorite hockey romances that I've read. It is so good and it really surprised me. I love the cover as well. I want to display her, but I also don't want to get her ruined. Alrighty, so the next shelf that we have is sort of like a mixture between hockey, basketball, romance, all of that sort of stuff. I have the First Down, Breakaway, and Stealing Home by Grace Riley. These ones are so good. I love them, but they're a mixture of hockey and football and all of that sort of stuff. So I sort of just like stuck them there, and I'm hoping for the best. I've got the Shutout by Avery Keelan in the Rules of Game series. I love this book so much. That is why she's faced forward. The cover is stunning. Don't disagree with me because I know that it is stunning. And then we have Fangirl Down, which is a golf romance. We have Icebreaker and Wildfire. Icebreaker is a hockey romance. Wildfire is sort of like a summer romance. It's not hockey at all, but it's in the same series and we've got a hockey player in there. So I guess I sort of just put it there just because really. I've got The Wrong Game by Candy Steiner and Fair Catch. I've read The Wrong Game. It is football, I believe. I did like it, not my favorite, but I'm excited to read Fair Catch. And then I have Playing Hard to Get and Playing by the Rules by Monica Murphy. Now, I haven't read them either, but I'm assuming that they're also football romances. And then I have my Eloise Tynan books. Now, these are my babies. I love them. This series is so good. It is 3 books, and Eloise is an Australian author. So if you're thinking about picking up a basketball romance and you are thinking about like, what can I read? These books are so good. The first one is Waiting to Score, and I have 3 copies of every single book. So that's a bit embarrassing, but I love them. They're all different covers, and I love Eloise Tynan. And then we come over to Long Shot, Block Shot, and Hook Shot. So these are in the, I believe it's called the Hoops series. Long Shot is the only one I've read in this series. I absolutely love this book. I love the cover, and I mean, it's hard to say you love a book that's so emotionally damaging, but it was just so good. And I did put it in my sports romance section, not my emotional damage section, because it is more so sports related and you have a lot of sports references within there. So I decided to put it there, and it's just above my emotional damage shelf anyway, so it kind of fits in. It's kind of with its friends. And then we come over to my coho shelf. So this shelf has gotten a lot smaller since I unhauled a lot of books, but I have kept the ones that I either love or that I haven't read. So I've obviously read It Ends With Us, and I have the special edition copy here, and I've got the normal ones, and this is also a collector's edition. We've got Confess, which I haven't read. I haven't read Too Late or Verity. I'm sorry, you guys are going to yell at me for that. I've read Ugly Love and I really enjoyed it, so I kept it. I haven't read Regretting You. I've read Layla and it was so good. I haven't read Heartbones, and I have read November 9, and I actually bought the collector's edition and I got rid of my sort of normal edition of that one. So my Colleen Hoover shelf is a lot smaller, but she did get me back into reading, so I do feel like she deserves her own shelf in a way, because I do love her books still, and I feel like if I read some of them again, I probably wouldn't love them as much. But I do remember the feeling of reading a Colleen Hoover book, and I absolutely love her, so she can have her own shelf. This is my Formula One romance football shelf, and then I have some random Kylie Kent books here. The only reason they're here is because they don't fit up with my spicy mafia romancy type books, but they are not sports romance, so do not think they're sports romance. They're just sitting there because I had space and I didn't have space anywhere else. So we have the Windy City series by Liz Tomford. So these are a mixture of sports. We have baseball, and we have basketball. I sort of just put her here because I know there's another one coming out and I had space here, so I really just wanted to like keep them all together. And then we have Say You Swear by Megan Brandy. I love this book so much. This is the best football romance ever. Just please read it. There's a bit of emotional damage in there as well. We've got The Wall of Winnipeg and Me by Mariana Zapata. I think that's how you say her name. I love, love, love slow burns, but I need to be in the mood for them. So I haven't actually read that one yet, but I will be reading it soon, I promise. Then we've got all of my Formula One romances. So you guys know I'm a Formula romance girly through and through. I have Bloodstream by Emily Carter here. I haven't read that one, but I'm excited to read it. I've got Cross the Line, which is just so cute. The cover is stunning. I am obsessed. I really, really love that book and it's so cute. It's just, it's all around good times. And then we have my Dirty Air series, my babies, the loves of my life. Oh my God, if you guys have not read the Dirty Air series, please read them. They were the first books that I ever got on my Kindle and I will continue to recommend them to all my Formula One girlies. I love them and I just know you guys will love them too. Those are the indie covers. I know they have come out traditionally published, but these are the indie covers. I got them so long ago. And of course I have my Team Schmolly mug here. This is from Love Amelia. She is actually closed at the moment though, so you cannot buy anything from her. And then we have Off the Grid by Kay Bromberg. It is a Formula One romance and it is so good. I absolutely love this. And there's another in the series that has come out. So I'm excited to read that one as well and add it to my shelf. Okay. This is my done and dusted shelf. This is my babies, my one true loves, the loves of my life. I love this shelf so much. You guys know that I love Done and Dusted. Now there are so many books here, but let's sort of get into them and I'll show you a little bit of what I've got. This shelf obviously isn't massively full because it's just for my favorite author, but I do love this shelf so much. So I've got my Eternal Embers copy of Done and Dusted here. It is stunning. This is one of those books that I knew I needed to buy straight away. It is stunning and it's got one of my favorite quotes on the back. Just because you got dusted doesn't mean you're done. And it's so perfect. It's so cute and it's just the love of my life. And I have this little cowboy boot here because obviously this is my cowboy shelf. I got this candle from Colette and I had to have it as soon as I saw it. It is so cute. I have all of my bookmarks in here. I've got so many and I've also got all of my annotation tabs there too. So you can see them and sort of see that I have a million, thousand, trillion of them. And I have that in my TBR jar and it says, I have it, I haven't read it. I haven't done a TBR jar in a really long time. So I sort of just use this as decor for my shelves. And then I have my indie copy of Done and Dusted. I have my American copy of Done and Dusted, which is signed. I have the Australian UK copy, and then I have the Australian UK copy of Swift and Saddled, which is the second in the series. And then I have this little book overlay that came with my US edition. And it's got my favorite quote on it. And it says, I couldn't believe the universe was so big and I got placed on this random floating rock at the same time as Clementine Ryder. And it's got my two babies on the front. So I love this. And I actually put that up on one of my book stands because I had to showcase it to everyone. And then we have all of my pens. So these are just my annotation pens. I annotate sometimes. I've got my highlighters here and some fine tip pens, which I really love to use. And yeah, that's pretty much all that. And then my brand rebound a copy of Done and Dusted for me. Now the lighting in this room is terrible. You can't really see the glare, but if I zoom in a little bit, you can see that it is rebound for me by my beautiful friend Anya, and I absolutely love it. I have it displayed with all of the other ones and it really makes this shelf and I absolutely love it. This next shelf is my Boys of Tommen shelf. I know it looks a little bit sad at the moment, but I have some more books that I really want to add to it. So I have my cute little glasshouse candle in the middle. I love just like candles as bookshelf decor, and I don't really have any other spaces to put my candles, so I put it here and I'm so happy that I did. I have my ombre US editions here. I've only got Binding, Keeping and Saving, so I still need to get Redeeming and Taming. And then I have the UK Australia copies of the Boys of Tommen series, and of course I have Saving 6 out. I put that one out over Redeeming because I feel like the purple just really adds like a pop of color to this shelf. There was no other reason other than that, because you guys know that Redeeming is my favorite out of the two. The next shelf that I have is in the small bookcase, and it is my Bridgerton copies. These are the small editions. This is my favorite. We have the Duke and I. This cover is so hard to get now that the TV show has been released, because obviously you cannot get them anymore. And this is a special copy of The Viscount Who Loved Me. Now, you guys know I love Bridgerton, and I'm slowly making my way through the series, and I absolutely love this shelf because these books are so hard to get now, and it's so pretty. It's so pretty. Now, while we are talking about Bridgerton, I've sort of taken you up a little level in my small bookshelf, and we have the sort of larger paperback copies of Bridgerton. Now, I have most of them. I still need to get a couple of them, but I think they are so cute all together, and I love them, and I think that they deserve a little shelf by themselves. And yeah, that's really it. It's nothing exciting on that shelf, to be honest. We are almost halfway through all of the bookshelves. I know that my bookshelves are just so tall and so massive, so you guys are really you're doing the best job right now. We are about to get to the small town romances, which is just like my favorite section ever. I love them. I have so many small town romances and cowboy romances, so these are probably just like my favorite shelves altogether. So let's start off with all of these small town romances. So this section is crazy. These are mostly all my Laura Pavlov books, if I'm being completely honest with you guys. So I have all my Laura Pavlovs all the way from here all the way over to here. I love Laura Pavlov. She is one of my favorite small town romance authors, so I will continue to buy all of the books that she comes out with because I absolutely love her. But we've got the Willow Springs series, we have the Magnolia Falls series, and we have the special edition cover here. We have the Honey Mountain series here, and we've got a special edition which looks like this. I know, she's stunning. I need to get the rest of the series because I've actually read more than I have. And then we have, I don't know what this series is called, the Cottonwood Cove series here. And then I have the special edition copy of Into the Tide here, which I do want to collect the rest of them as well. Then we have Irresistible by Melanie Harlow. I really want to continue this series because I did really enjoy this book. We have Ignite by Melanie Harlow. We have Strung Along by Hannah Cowan. And the cover of this is absolutely stunning. So I had to buy it. You guys know I had to buy it. And then we have my Brooke Montgomery books. Now, these books are so good. We have the prequel novella and book 1 and book 2, and I absolutely love them, and I think you guys should definitely read them. And then we have Something in the Texas Sun by Maddie C. James. I actually saw this author on TikTok, and I decided to pop her book in my wish list, and I ended up getting gifted to me, and I'm so excited to read it, and it's been on my shelf for so long, so I think I really need to get into that. So that is my first small town romance shelf. This is my second favorite shelf in my entire bookshelf. So this is my Elsie Silver Shrine. It is an absolute shrine because I've got so many books by her. We start off over this side with Wild Love here. Then we have a photo finish, which is in her first original series, which is the Gold Rush Ranch series. I have the traditional copy of Off to the Races here as well. And then we come over to my Chestnut Springs books. So I'm going to give you a zoomed in sort of look at my special edition copy of Heartless from Eternal Embers. And then I have the UK US traditionally published copies. And then I have my babies, which are the indie copies. We have the mirror covers, which are so hard to get at the moment. And then I have the people covers up here as well. Now I do have Flawless, which is on the way. It's just being shipped to me. So I actually do have the entire series, but I'm just missing Flawless for now. And I will end up having to rejig these shelves because obviously Flawless is not going to fit up there. So we're going to have to do some serious reshuffling. But I will hopefully get that by the end of the week. Then we come over to my Devney Perry shrine. So we start over here with The Bribe and the Bluff, which is the Calamity Montana series. I have not read that yet. We have the Runaway series, all 5 books, and then I have the complete collection here. I've read book 1, but I will continue to read them because they are stunning and I love Devney Perry's writing. I have the Eternal Embers special edition of The Lucky Heart, which I also haven't read, but I will read that because I know that that series is supposed to be really, really good. And then I have my Eden series. Now all of these are indie except for Sable Peak because Sable Peak did not come out indie published, which is very annoying because it doesn't match spine wise, but I fought really, really hard to find the correct size so that it matched with all of my other ones. So at least I'm happy with that. And then we have my Willow Aster books. So this is the Landmark Mountain series. These covers are absolutely stunning and I absolutely love the books as well. They are so good and I really like that the books sort of all match each other and the picture comes out on the spines. I really love that. I've got You're It by Lucy Harper, who is an author that I saw on TikTok, and I saw some quotes from the book and I needed to have it, so I added it to my wish list. And then I've got Rebecca Yarros's Reasons to Believe. Now this is a small town romance series. I only have this one though. And then I have Love and Picket Fences by Mandy Romano. I've read this one and I did really enjoy it, so I've got that there. And then I have Saving Wishes, which is a book that a friend told me to read. It is an older book and I still haven't read it, but I will get to it. So guys, this is where things get a little bit dodgy because we are so high up that I cannot actually reach these 2 shelves up the top, but I'm going to try and film them for you guys and we'll see how we go. So we have a lot of Corinne Michaels books on this shelf. I have the Give Me More and Keep This Promise series. I've got Forbidden Hearts and Broken Dreams. I've got the Say series, I'm pretty sure, because we've got Say I'm Yours, Say You Want, and Say You'll Stay. And I absolutely love those books. I read one of them and I did enjoy it, so I can't wait to continue. I then have this series. I don't actually know what this series is called either. It's the Willow Creek Valley series. It says it on the spine if you guys can see, but these books are absolutely stunning and I do want to read them. And then we have Beholden and Beloved by Corinne Michaels. I don't have the rest of this series, but I will get them. That's the Salvation series. I've heard really good things. And then we have Tame the Heart and Rope the Moon by Ava Hunter. These covers are stunning. I love them, and that's really the only reason why I got them because, I mean, look at them. I haven't read them, but I will. And then I've got Rewrite Our Story and Tempt Our Fate by Kat Singleton here, which I love. Rewrite Our Story and Tempt Our Fate is a billionaire romance, I'm pretty sure, so I'm really excited about that one. I told you guys I have a lot of small town romances and it continues in this shelf here. So we have my Twisted Fox novels by Charity Ferrell. I love these books and I do recommend them. I've got Samantha Lee's 2 books here. There are more in the series, which I do have to get. I have Sienna Judd's series here, which is Starlight Canyon. Yes, Starlight Canyon. And we've got King of Country and then Rein Me In. Now these are some really good cowboy small town romances and I love them. I've got Claire Kingsley's series here. I've got book 1, 2, 5, and 6. Don't ask me why I don't have 3 and 4, but anyways, we will just deal with it. We have Smoking Gun here by Lainey Lawson. I love this book and look at the cover. Like, it is absolutely stunning and it needed to be front and center. And then we have Ivy Jackson's Untamed and Burned. I think Burned is the first one. I don't know why it looks like that, but anyways. And then I have The Reality of Us by Emma Mugglestone. I saw this in Melbourne and I picked it up. I can't wait to read it. It looks really, really cute. I have the traditional That Kind of Guy cover and the indie published one as well. Now the second book I'm actually reading at the moment, that's why it's not there. And then I have In Your Dreams, Holden Rhodes, and I have the indie copies of Emily McIntyre's Beneath the Stars and Beneath the Stands. I'm pretty sure that's what the second one is called. I cannot wait to read these. I'm really interested because I didn't know that Emily McIntyre did small town romances, but they're definitely put on my list and I cannot wait to read them. This is the last small town romance shelf. I know, you cannot believe it. We have K.A. Tucker's books here, The Simple Wild and the rest of the series. I've read The Simple Wild and Wild at Heart and I enjoyed them. They weren't amazing, but I did like them. I've got Savor It by Tara Jewett and Rootbound by Tara Jewett. This cover is absolutely stunning. I'm obsessed with it. And this cover is also adorable. I really love this book as well. So the cover is just as good as the book. I have All Roads Lead Here by Mariana Zimpata. I'm pretty sure that's a small town romance. That's why it's in this section. We have Only Love Can Hurt Like This by Paige Toon. I love this book. I read it as one of my first small town romances and I was obsessed. And then I have BK Borison's small town books as well. I've read the first two, loved the first one, didn't love the second one, so I'm sort of leaving this for a little bit later. I've got Meant to Be and Kit McBride Gets a Wife by Amy Barry. These are small town romances. I don't know anything about this one, but this one was really good and Lauren Jackson is an Australian author. We then have Lucy Score's Pretend You're Mine series. I don't know what it's called. And we've got Mr. Fixer Upper, and then we have her Knock 'em Out series here as well. So I've sort of kept Lucy all together. And then on the top shelf, which I cannot reach normally, so this is great, guys. We have Anna Huang's books. We have the If Love series, the Kings of Sin series, and the Twisted series. I've read 2 books in the Twisted series and 2 books in the If Love series, and I liked them. They were good, and I will continue them one day. And then I have the rest of my Lauren Asher books. So we've got the Dreamland Billionaires series and her new series. I am yet to read Final Offer, so I will then read Love Redesigned when I read Final Offer, obviously. And then we've got my babies, my Megan Quinn books. These books are so good. We've got Not So Meet Cute, A Long Time Coming, and Not So Meant to Be. They are just so good. I really do recommend them. They're great billionaire romances. And we've got Royally Not Ready, which is a Princess Diaries-esque book. I did enjoy it. It wasn't one of my favorite reads by Megan, but I did enjoy it nonetheless. And then, guys, we have my Maggie Parks shelf. She sits up the top because she is the queen. Up top in the center, I have all of my original cover copies. Now, yes, I do have 2 copies of Into the Dark. Let's not ask questions about that. We're just going to ignore it. And then I have my normal copies that you can get from Big W, the ones that everyone can get. So we've got the original and the new copies, and then I've got A Love Letter to Whiskey just sitting here by Candy Steiner because I heard that that book is very Maggie Parks-esque and it's sort of very similar, so I sort of just put her there because I didn't know where else to put her. But I absolutely love this shelf and I just love my Maggie books so much. This is the last shelf. Now, last but definitely not least, I have all my TL Swan books. So we've got every single one here is signed by her and I absolutely love them. I have My Temptation sitting up front and center in his little stand because I absolutely love this book and I think it's my favorite out of all of them. And I've read almost all of them, but I do love her so much, so definitely read some of these books. And then I have my Sarah Kate book. So I've got Praise, Eyes on Me, Give Me More, Mercy, and Highest Bidder. That is the Salacious Players Club series and I do really love them, so I've got them there. And then I have some spicy, sort of dark, mafia-ish books. I've got Birthday Girl, The Anti-Hero, and Lethal Vows. Now, I was going to put my Kylie Kent books up here, but they do not fit. So this is where they would go. But yes, that is my last little shelf for you guys. Alrighty guys, that is my full bookshelf tour for you guys. This is my bookshelf in July 2024 and I'm absolutely obsessed with it. I love collecting these books and I'm starting to sort of go through them and get rid of some of the books that I don't cherish as much as the others, and I'm keeping books that I really love or that I really can't wait to read. So that is my bookshelves. These are my babies. These are my most prized possession. This is my favorite room in my house, and I love just looking at all of these books that I've been able to collect over the last year. Looking back at it, a year ago, my bookshelf would have fit one of these. I had barely any books, and I have been collecting, and I've been lucky enough to have been sent most of these by you guys and by some lovely authors as well. So I cannot wait to keep collecting, and I cannot wait to keep showing you guys when I do reorganizations and what my bookshelves will look like in, let's say, a couple months time. I love you guys so much, and thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like and comment on this video. I want you guys to tell me how many books you think I have, okay? I want you to guess how many books you think that I have on these shelves. I cannot wait to share more with you guys. So like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to turn on post notifications as well. Bye guys, have the best day.